China, the world's biggest consumer and importer of energy, will turn on its taps for Russian gas next week. Now, an enormous new pipeline, dubbed the Power of Siberia, will channel natural gas over 3,000 kilometers from the gas fields of Siberia to northeastern China. The pipeline was inked by Russian energy giant Gazprom back in 2014. The deal, worth $400 billion, is Russia's biggest ever contract. Both Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping are expected at Monday's launch. It's a big deal for both. For Russia, the deal expands its horizons and eases its dependence on European gas market demand. It will also score points on bilateral trade and relations with Beijing. For China, the Russian supply meets an ever-growing demand for energy. But this pipeline could also drastically change the country's gas industry, which currently relies on PetroChina, or China National Petroleum Corp, China's sole gas marketer. Now, for more insight, Dr. Kaho Yu joins us live. He is a senior Asia analyst for Verisk Maplecroft's politics team. Dr. Yu, thanks so much for joining us. This pipeline deal is said to bolster economic and diplomatic ties between the two countries. How significant is it in terms of big power relations in the region?
I think this energy cooperation is kind of like a milestone between China and Russia in terms of energy and diplomacy. And actually, the US-China trade war has driven this forward. Originally, China and United States is a perfect match in the gas business because one is the largest, will be the largest seller, and the other one is the largest buyer. So originally, they are the perfect match. However, the trade tension has pushed China away to Russia. And on the Russian side, all the US and EU sanctions has also pushed Russia to the east. So China, Russia, they meet up, and actually the tension has unlocked the export capacity of the Russian gas. And this is not just between China and Russia, because China is only the window for Russia to penetrate into the Asia market. So there could be possible extension to other countries, for example, Japan or South Korea. And at the same time, for the United States, when they lose a big client like China, then they also have to lean to other Asian countries. So although this is just one pipeline, and actually it is changing the geopolitical dynamic in the region.
So we're talking there about the big picture, but what does this mean for businesses and consumers in China?
For the business, this means that we can expect China to rely more and more on gas. And this is actually also in line with the country's policy to shift to gas from coal. So this is more about to have a more sustainable economy. And at the same time, for the business, a lot of Chinese companies, this means that their supply are increasing. So they are in a much better position when they have to negotiate any gas deal with other countries, for example, Australia, Qatar, and so on.
All right, Dr. Yu, thanks very much for joining us this evening. We've been speaking there with Dr. Kaho Yu. He is a senior Asia analyst for Verisk Maplecroft.